we are going to kind of pick up before getting on the train, just so we have a easier transition for everyone who wasn't here.
You fucking ran!
Also, ambiance. All right.
You know me so well. I need that ambiance. Yes, give me that ambiance.
Wait. Hold on. Is it playing?
There's nothing in the chat. No bots, no nothing.
Oh, wait.
Aster.
Hold on. Is Greenbot?
Greenbot's not here.
Not in the stream.
Does Greenbot not join streams anymore? No, because I... Oh, wait, I see what's going on. Okay. Wait.
Oh, wait, yeah, no, I know what's going on.
I think I know what's going on.
Didn't you get rid of Greenbot because of some copyright shit last time anyway?
Okay. No, what ended up happening is it's decided to use, Discord's in-house play instead of Greenbot, which does things differently. But anyway, so Machine Ramon's charging up its cannons. You're all hearing all aboard. One thing I did want to mention, and this is another reason why we're picking up before you all got onto the train. Ravi, I don't know if you actually pay attention enough to your Digimon to notice after telling it not to speak. But,
He's cured that way.
as Darugamon is entering the building to go to help Atlas before you guys decide to hop on the train, it does give almost one longingly look back to Machine Dramon. Very awkward, but
Well, that's just because Darugamon understands beauty whenever they see it. Machine Dramon is a glorious, glorious beast, and it's totally not my main deck in the
Because
TCG.
Darugamon knows that he's missing out on glorious DP and XP.
That's good to know. I noticed. It's my Digimon. I always pay attention to both my Digimon.
But yes, the
Okay.
bells. The bells are chiming in your guys' heads. Isaac and Val. Isaac.
Posing.
Yeah, but you guys would probably have gotten into the factory by now trying to find Atlas. You guys hear the bells, you hear the all aboard, and the vision of the factory is blurring between the factory and a train station with this very spooky looking train for any of you that can see it. I suppose I can share it with those of you not in the session.
That looks awesome.
And there is a countdown as this big beam is happening, or this big energy is charging up, is saying the area is going to be just That was interesting.
Well, yep, that's a pretty appropriate reaction.
What, Aster? You're breaking our stream.
You know what? Let's just there. Maybe that.
No,
Maybe
no,
that'll
I
help.
don't know what.
Chicken
Really?
butt. Jeez, you should know.
Anyway,
I said what in the butt you want to do what in my butt?
so Revy and Elise, you guys still charge into the train, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, it's safer.
And Atlas, you still enter the train?
Yep, after downloading Tomo to my phone.
Right. And the guy that's letting people on doesn't try to stop you. He just says, God, Atlas, what was your last name?
Oh,
Alan?
that's a lot of words.
Yes. Yes. As you get on, the person looking over the sheets just says, Atlas Belland, check. and you're able to get on. Isaac and Valentine, how do you react to Spooky Train?
I'm not getting lasered a second time. We're getting on the train.
Isaac McAllister, check.
Don't stay, Val. You'd be choosing death.
But Machine Dramon is a cool Digicard.
And
Back at
death
Machine
is not a cool look.
looks at Machine Dramon longingly. And then Sukazimon will just kind of like wrap his little like stretchy arms and like fly backwards, pulling me towards the train. And I'm like, okay.
Valentine Crewer, check.
Oh, can I look at your fancy little notebook there?
No.
Okay, fair. I ain't gonna make enemies. Nah, we're good.
Well, if he's not going to give up the clipboard, do we just push him off before the doors close?
Calm down, sir.
Well,
That is one-way ticket to get lasered for sure.
so as you all enter the train, though, something.
It better not make a noise. I swear to goodness.
Well, there's a little bit of a ripple almost, and everyone that enters ahead of you, you don't see them after they enter the train.
Oh.
And once you're
One
on,
could say they lost their train of thought.
once you're on board, what's that, Atlas?
All got in on different carts, right?
You actually probably mostly would have. I'd assume that Isaac and Valentine, as well as Revy and Elise, would enter the same cart.
Okay, so like everyone's one, and Atlas is all alone in the cart.
But are you all alone? The answer is yes.
If I see you, Atlas, I'll be like, Atlas, Atlas, over here. T-posing to a certain
Yeah, just like how you and Isaac did to Aster last week.
Come with me, and you will see a world of pure imagination.
But as the five of you get on board the train, you all are all alone. When you get onto the car, your Digimon is no longer with you, nor is anybody else. In fact, even your clothes are slightly different. They're probably cleaner. You're wearing what you imagine yourself to look like, essentially.
We're all getting screwed.
Basically the same for Atlas.
I always try to include Atlas. What do you mean?
And, yeah, Valentine, you probably have some wild mask on. But...
Hey, I'm still waiting to get the metal Phantomon mask made for me, alright?
Yeah,
I have it, it's just too big.
the last village would have been a good place for that, but you'll probably find another one.
Last session, Revy did talk about taking Andromon's mask.
But, you all see roughly the same thing since it's just you on the cart. You see an empty cart. It's a relatively normal train cart, but there's nobody on it except for a lone black dog. A jackal.
Overlon.
No,
Oh,
just a very
Anubis Mon.
normal-looking dog. Sleeping.
I don't believe you.
Does Isaac recognize the dog?
No.
It's not the one you let die.
Yeah, it's not the one you killed, Isaac.
Oof.
What the fuck was I supposed to do?
You're supposed to be like, you don't have to be enemy. You can instead be friend. And then you'd have super powerful evil dog.
Yeah, why didn't you
And then I
give
would be
the
a birthday candle.
why didn't you give the
Hey.
flaming Marimon a hug or something, Isaac? Jeez.
I would have.
He's not a ponytail, okay?
How do you know?
Actually, isn't that a thing? Like, isn't that a thing in one of the series that he doesn't have to burn people?
Well, so Ponyta and Rapidash, their flames can be chosen to not be hot, but only if they trust you.
Yeah, but I feel like
So that's how you can
Miramon
ride them.
does the same thing.
I mean,
I could be wrong.
there's a lot of
You would
Pokemon
have
that
to,
could kill
otherwise the world
people.
would burn down.
Yeah, like in season 1, where he starts burning everything after getting a dark gear. But anyway, we'll go down the line. Valentine, you're alone in this cart, minus the sleeping dog. What do you do?
Oh, adorable. Is the dog adorable?
It's pretty adorable.
I kind of want to pet it. But it is probably a trap. Because this does not look like a Digimon I know at all.
No, it looks like a dog.
I
A
don't
normal-
trust actual. No.
I don't trust real animals.
What do you mean? I only trust digital ones. Jeez.
Well, you have to think about the circumstance and the environment. This dog has no business here.
Yeah, which is why I'm not going to mess with it. Because it could be a hellhound for all I know.
Fair enough. Aside from the dog, there are plenty of train seats and doors at both ends of the train.
Ooh, I will pet the dog.
All right. So the dog is a good boy and gets
Yay!
pets. When you start petting him, he opens his mouth real far and lets out a big ol' yawn and enjoys the pets for a little bit before he
Just quit touching me, human.
kind of lazily looks down at the end of the train car towards the door.
I will slowly look in that direction. What do you see, boy? What do you see?
Little Timmy's in the well.
He just lets out a
Uh,
boof. But we will come back to that. Elise, you are in this train car. There's the dog, the seats, the doors. What do you do?
And I'm alone, right?
You are alone.
Well, I look around first before anything, and then I guess I will try to decipher the intent of the dog.
Okay.
And before Isaac does D-Soul Illuminate, and the dog just radiates the most intense evil aura that's ever been scanned so far.
Is that for your decipher intent, Elise?
Yes.
The
Can I
dog
also
seems...
roll
Oh.
perception as I look around too.
Sure. So perhaps one of the well, first for the dog. The dog seems to be a good boy. You can tell, well, seemingly you can tell by how he's sleeping, how he looks, that he's probably not an aggressive dog. As for your perception check, one of the only striking things that actually stands out is that it almost seems like you can't see out the windows of this train, but when you look closely, it looks like there might be, I don't want to say like screaming faces, but like ghostly faces quickly passing by outside of the train.
That's definitely terrifying. Can I
We're
use
on the
my
highway to
Digivise-
hell.
Yeah, probably. So yeah, can I actually use my Digivice here? Like call other people
You can try.
Mm, I guess the first one that I'll try to call is, well, Revi.
As you make the attempt, you notice that there is no reception on your Digivice, which is something fairly odd. As you've, gotten through a factory with God, you've talked to Datamon apparently on the other side of the country.
Is it the same result if I try to call the others?
Yes, specifically because your Digivice itself does not have reception.
Okay, so even Digimon are counted. Okay.
But what I can give you is on the other end of your phone while you're trying to make the call, you do hear ghastly wails coming from your phone.
That's really scary. Well, I look at my phone terrified, and then I try to close it immediately. And then I look at the dog again, and probably not, even if it doesn't look aggressive, I'll definitely not touch it, and then see if, like, there are doors around, right? Like, to the next bar.
Yes, did you say you're punching the dog?
No, I'm not touching the dog.
Oh, okay.
Definitely not touching it. Not gonna go near it. Nothing. Nah.
So you're going to head towards one of the doors to a different cart?
Is it possible to decide what they're intent to, though?
I mean, I'll give you one of those answers I gave you last session.
Never trust doors.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Like, I guess if your decipher intent was really good, I might give you a bonus, but for the most part, it's like, yes, doors made for opening.
I mean, you gotta remember, Bender bent a door open.
Like I said, if it's a really good roll.
Let's go for it.
One famous
Oh my
D&D
God.
stream did say about doors being problematic.
All right. So what I'll say is, aside from the yes, door open, walk through. Everything in this train is suspicious. So door also suspicious, but in what way? It's hard to say.
Is Lunamon with me?
No.
Okay, I definitely will not move from my spot. That's what I'm gonna do.
All right. But so you'll take a seat for now. Atlas.
Yep.
Train, dog, seats, doors, ceiling, floor, windows.
Metro beams outside the windows.
If you're looking hard enough, but Atlas has bad eyesight, so I don't know.
Maybe at the end of the card, they're all so close to the train just because they know I have bad eyesight. But Atlas is probably just gonna he's probably just gonna sit down and just hide as much as he can.
Sit down and what?
Just try and hide as much as he can because he is alone in a cart with a dog.
Gotcha. Isaac?
We're gonna start by clicking around all over my Digivice to see if I can't figure out what the hell happened to Firemon and the Micmon.
Well, you certainly...
Dead.
There's no information regarding what's going on with your Digimon at the moment. It's almost like they don't exist.
Well, I don't really have too many options here, unless Fido feels like doing something, and I'm just gonna go to the nearest door on the train.
All right. And... Ravi.
Yep, I'll look around. Look at the dog. I'll walk over and pet it.
He will happily receive your pets.
always the most important thing to do. And then I'll walk towards the door and open it.
All right. One more person, by the way. What's Eros doing? Same situation as you guys. Atlas?
Yep.
Eros is in
Remy
this.
understands me. Petting the dog is the most important thing.
Eros is in the same boat as you guys, so he is also in a train cart by himself.
Well, Eros' probably first orders try to find a way to Atlas and the rest. And he'll probably go see the dog, pet him, and goes, "You know way out, little buddy?"
And the dog will point you towards the door.
And he will go to it, knock first before opening, in case.
He'll do what?
He'll
Oh,
knock
knock.
at the door before opening it.
Oh, yes. Yeah, he'll get no response, so he'll proceed to open?
Yep.
Alright, so, Elise, the dog will eventually get up and come to you with a woof.
I take a step back away from him.
And the dog will also take a couple steps back, but also start looking down at the end of the train towards the door.
Well, Elise will just look at the dog and at the door. I guess this is one way to death or something. Then she's just gonna walk towards it. Might as well.
Atlas, the dog will also woof at you.
Atlas will jump in, like, in fear before looking at the dog. Like, he'll peek behind one of the benches to look at the dog.
And the dog will stare at the end of the hallway.
And Atlas will just, like, look behind to see if there's anything there.
There's a door.
He's just gonna slide back into his bench. He's sure that there's might be something behind the door. The dog just sensed it before it comes in.
So Atlas is just kind of staring at the door.
No. He noticed that the dog was looking at the door,
Mm-hmm.
and now he's hiding in the bench that he's currently sitting in. In case that the dog sensed something behind the door that could be a threat.
I see. Fair enough. Alright, so Valentine. Valentine. Oh no, Valentine is T-posing again.
Oh, no. I'm back. My mic was muted. My dogs were going crazy. I was trying to see what was going on. All right. So last time we left off on mine, I was going, "What? You go get him?" So I looked at the door. What happened?
You looked at the door.
He's boofing.
Nothing necessarily happened, but he is kind of like walking towards the door while looking over his shoulder at you.
I will follow.
And he'll take a seat, like probably 3 or 4 feet away from the door.
I will look at him and be like, "Do you want me to open the door, little fluffy boy?"
And the black dog, the jackal, will simply stare at you and kind of beckon towards the door a little bit.
I will open the door.
And as you go to open the door, you hear the dog ask, "Is there anything you'd like to get off your chest?"
Ruined.
So you can talk.
Well,
I mean, when you ask if there's anything to get off my chest, I don't really want to remove my shirt. Is this supposed to be some sort of like, what are those things that you go and you sit in and you, woe is me, oh Father, I have, sinned. Yeah, that thing.
confessional.
Yeah, whatever those are. Is this like one of those? I'll look at the dog.
Something like that. If not, you may open the door.
Instead of speaking in riddles, why not just give me a straightforward answer?
It's not my answer to give.
Nor is it mine to receive.
Correct.
Okay, this dog is smart. He is not gonna budge. Confusion didn't work. Well, I don't really regret anything. Because, well, actually, because I wasn't here for that session, the fact that the little girl got, like, just decimated and I missed that, Val would feel really bad about that. Because he would have gotten in the way. But he will get that off his chest first, I guess, and then he'll be like, and I guess my only other regret is, am I like dying or something? Is that why you're asking me these things?
What? No. You were allowed on the train. You're already dead.
But that's the thing. We aren't.
There are many who do not accept their fate.
Well, I guess the only thing I can do is then show you that I'm still alive by surviving this trip to hell, or so it seems. But I
was
will
waiting
say
for you
that
to try to carve your eye out again.
Well,
it's already out. What do you mean?
Yeah.
You have two.
No.
But in
Val's...
reality, my eye isn't, but I think it is.
Yeah, Val only has one eye on the train because that's his mental image of himself.
Oh, if it's a mental image of Val, he's not very confident. He doesn't like himself that well. Oof. Probably looks like some homeless person. Oof. With the big oof, he's going to just be like, well, I guess I'm just going to move on because sitting in this train is just doing nothing for me. It's quite boring, and I need to find Tsukazimon.
Very
and the
well.
others as well. I need to find my group of people. My friends, my compadres, the other Digimans. All the things.
All the things. Elise, when you approach the door, you as well get the dog's words behind you. Is there anything you'd like to get off your chest?
No.
Then you
I
may
say
proceed.
that with no hesitation.
Isaac? Is there anything you'd like to get off your chest?
Do where? The fuck are you? You can talk?
Is there anything you'd like to get off your chest before you proceed?
What are you gonna do if I tell you anything?
Listen.
Is this some kind of game? Who the fuck is you?
This is no game. It's a simple question. If you have nothing to say, you may proceed.
Yeah. I mean, fuck it. I got nothing else going on. I guess I'll entertain you, Fido. And Isaac will walk over and sit down in front of the doggo. It has been one failure after another since that mansion. I keep letting my team down.
How so?
We're supposed to be saving the world. And every time something shows up, we either end up dead or almost dying. And there's nothing I've been able to do about it.
Saving the world is a large task, especially for just 5 people.
We have our Digimon, and we've made a lot of allies so far, and it feels like almost nothing's been done. Every corner we turn, we run into a stronger opponent that could just as easily undo all of the progress we've made.
But you're all still making it, right?
I suppose you're right.
If this is all the trouble that concerns you, I believe you'll be able to proceed without problems.
Without problems.
Go through the door and you'll understand.
Alright, Fido. Thanks for listening, I guess. I feel a little lighter.
Eros? Is there anything you'd like to get off your chest?
It's just kind of like see the dog and sit down in front of him. He'll just stare at him and she just starts emptying out of him. He feels guilty to let Atlas go on alone for all these years. He's disappointed by how the world changed around, and like he's just ashamed of what has become of his family since he died,
Mm-hmm.
and he just keeps emptying. He regrets not being like the protector that he thought he was when his friends died. He knows that that Atlas could have been better if he still had connections his with the friends he had, like referring to Elise, Val, Isaac, and Ravi, and all that. Like, and explaining like how like he's just fully emptying him everything.
Gotcha. And once he finishes, the dog will mention, "If you feel better, you may proceed."
Atlas will pat the dog one last side and then proceeds.
And finally, Revi. Is there anything you'd like to get off your chest before you proceed?
Where are my Digimon?
I don't know where your Digimon are.
Since you speak, that means you're not a normal dog. That means I do not have to go easy on you. So again, where are my Digimon?
I don't know where your Digimon are. You were welcomed aboard the spirit train because you're dead.
Oh. Okay. I have nothing else to say.
Very well then, you may proceed.
Okay.
So... What?
Just streaming.
I am.
D&D.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So when you turn back around, because you're still planning to open the door, correct?
Yep.
When you turn back around, the handle to the door is now a scale. And the dog lets you know that you have everything you need to move forward in your hands. And your hand now feels a bit heavier, as if it's holding something.
Because it is. You just said that they were.
Well, the
What?
hand...
I'm just kidding. I'm kidding, Aster.
So, Revy, do you look down at your hand to see what's in it?
Yes.
It is a heart. A bleeding, pumping heart.
You know, I actually was gonna say a heart as a joke, but you know, that's good nutrition there, Revy.
Alright, I'll open the door. With it somehow put the heart on the scale.
And as you do, as you put the heart on the scale, the dog seems to walk up behind you, but as it approaches from behind, it feels much taller, as if someone very large was behind you. And you soon see a very tall jackal man with white pants move in front of you, placing a feather on the other side of the scale.
What is this?
Your heart is being weighed against this feather.
Let's open the door so that way I can get back to my Digimon, please.
And as you say that, your heart slowly begins to dip below the feather as the feather rises up. It seems that your heart is a bit heavier than a feather.
Well, it is a heart.
That's what I was gonna say. I love it. Good job, Revy. Yeah. Tell him it's fun.
It's not wrong.
And as your heart tips the scales, you are allowed to proceed through the door.
Thank you. We're gonna open the door.
And as you go in, you find yourself in a hallway. And in this hallway, there are various mirrors and papers and portraits along the way. You stop to look at any of them?
I'll quickly eye them, but don't pay enough attention because I just want to get back to my Digimon.
So, would you take a double check as you pass by one of the mirrors and you start looking fairly malformed?
No, I'm perfect. What do you mean? I'll look in the mirror.
And you start seeing some of your skin on your face begin to sag. It looks like you might have a bald spot.
There's no way. There's no way. It must be a picture. I'll just keep walking.
And as you continue to walk forward, slowly it becomes harder and harder to move. You feel yourself gasping for air as you continue to walk.
Oh my god. I'll take a quick break before I keep moving.
And you see chocolate chip Pop-Tarts vanishing into the distance.
It's over. I'll start screaming at the time.
Valentine.
I mean, I did open the door, so what happened, Mr.
Oh.
Astor?
No, as you turn back to open the door, the handle shifted with scales, and the dog asked you to... Well, the dog let you know that you had what you needed in your hand, and you have your heart.
Yes, my deck of cards. The heart of the cards is in my deck. I'll touch my Digidual disc. Not like that, you idiot.
I just imagine you trying to insert your heart into
My
the...
deck has no pathetic cards, Dober boy. Alright. I'll look at my hand. Is it an eyeball?
No, it's still a heart.
Ah. Huh. Whose heart is this?
That's your heart.
Talk about a hearty meal. Pretends to eat it.
You hear the dog whimper behind you.
Wait, no laugh. But this is supposed to be a joke. Ah. Acting like I gave you a heart attack.
Or whimpering.
I guess it's time for us to say our heartfelt goodbyes.
The scale's slowly starting to tip before you ever put your heart on the scale.
I will go to put the heart on the scale.
And as you put the heart on the scale, the dog turns into the humanoid beast, walks up behind you and places the feather on the scale. And ever so slowly, your heart tips the scale downward.
Well, I mean, if you weigh a heart against a feather, the feather is, of course, going to be lighter.
Not in this case.
Although,
However,
for an interesting fact, if you drop a feather and another thing at the same time, they'll hit the ground at the same time. It's crazy.
That's not true.
That's not what I heard.
Completely true.
That's not, no, stop. Terminal velocity.
Is Anubis actually arguing with me now? Have I confused him officially yet?
He'll simply
okay,
tell you,
I'll
no,
stop
that's not
ruining
true.
I'll stop it. Okay. I'll just watch. I'll look at Anubismon, look back to the scale, look to my right, darkness, look back to the scale.
And as your heart tips the scale, you will be allowed to proceed through the door.
Huh. Do I need to, like, put that back in my body, or...
Don't worry, you have everything you need going forward.
But do I? Because technically, if that's my heart, and the heart is what runs the entire body, I guess the brain also kind of runs it, but whatever. I shouldn't get into this. This human body. Human body.
Anubismon is slowly trying to shove you through the door.
Oh, by the way, Anubismon, I just wanted to say, I wish you had more cards. You're such a cool Digimon.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And then I'll just walk through the door.
I'll give out love for Digimon when his art has been ripped out.
No, I would have laughed if, like, yeah, you need to weigh what you hold in your hand is everything you need. It's just his deck of cards, and he just puts it on the scale.
But as you enter the door and it closes behind you,
You hear an audible sigh from the newest one.
well, you don't hear much of anything as you find yourself in a white canvas, kind of like the hyperbolic time chamber, but without a room or anything there.
Following the logic of Dragon Ball, if the entrance is destroyed, the only way to escape is to have so much power and scream that it literally rips a hole in space and time. I'm not kidding. That's how Super Buu escaped the hyperbolic time chamber, and then how Gotenks
Also escaped that,
escaped
yes.
Piccolo. Had to go SS3. Anyways, okay. Well, yeah, this is quite the blank slate.
And Elise, you just continue on, correct?
Yeah.
So, with an immediate no, you go to reach for the handle of the door and it turns to the scales. And you find your heart in your hand.
Well, it shocks me at first, but I tried to not drop it.
Place your heart on the scales.
Elise tries to like look at the heart first and then hesitates, but does it anyway.
And as Anubismon places the feather on the scales, nothing happens, not even a little bit. The heart had already dropped the scales and there was no bringing them back up. Well then, you may proceed.
Elise just goes through the door then.
And as you pass through the door, and the door shuts behind you, you find yourself in your family's mansion, but both of your parents, as well as what looks like a carbon copy of you, is sitting at the table waiting for you. It's just this one has black hair.
I probably just like walk into the room, but quietly, looking at everything suspiciously.
It very much reminds you of the mansion you knew before everything went to hell. But the gaze of the three people at the table continue to follow you as you walk around. So, Elise, would you like to sit?
Well, yeah. And then I take like a seat and like beside them and just see where it's gonna take me, I guess.
And your mom lets out a sigh. So, Elise, where did we go wrong?
What do you mean?
Well, for you to end up here instead of there, how did we fail you as parents?
There? Where? What do you mean there?
You know, the good place.
What do
And
you
the-
mean?
And the girl with black hair will chime in. Is it really so hard for you to trust others that you have to do that to yourself?
What did I do to myself exactly?
And the girl with the black hair would simply brush her hair to the side. I wonder, what did you do to yourself? Who are you, even?
Mm, well, definitely, I'm shocked at the moment, and yeah, she doesn't know how to react to everything. She doesn't want to say anything, and yeah, she understands what's going on.
As the father berates, she doesn't even trust us, her own parents. Or you, he'd turn to the girl with the black hair. If she can't even trust you, who can she trust? So, Eros. Or rather, Atlas. Has Atlas moved from his spot? Is he still under the bench?
This is still under the bench.
Okay, so, Eros gets up, and as he moves towards the handle, they've already shifted to scales, and he can feel his heart in his hand. And the dog lets him know to place it on the scales.
This will put the heart on scales.
And as Eros comes up behind him, he'd place the feather, and the scales would be in balance for Eros. I see. Then you may proceed.
What kind of do this most? I give it like a slight bow and say thank you and proceed.
And as Eros enters the room and the door shuts behind him, he finds himself looking over a table in his old family's house, and sitting at the table is a younger version of his dad before everything went wrong, and his mom. They're both happily setting the table out for dinner, and Atlas comes into the room, fully grown at this point, but sits down for dinner happily. And Eros can hear Atlas ask, "So, is anyone coming over for dinner?" "Oh yeah, your friends. You know, Isaac, Revy, Elise, Valentine."
Charles will slowly walk, like, in perimeter of the room while watching everything happen.
And the mom will look over. "Oh, Eros, you're here. Won't you join us for dinner?"
He immediately, like, snaps to attention, realizing that they actually see him. And then he'll start getting teary eyes before hugging his mom. He'll be like, "Of course, let me help."
"I know it's been a while, Eros. You're busy with college and whatnot, but it's good to see you too."
I missed you so much.
"Oh, well, I miss you too. Now help us set up for dinner."
Of course, Mom.
Isaac, as you turn towards the doors, you'll find the scales and your heart in your hand.
What?
And the dog will let you know to place your heart on the scales.
I see. So this was the point of unloading all the weight. Alright, Fido. Isaac will put his heart on the scale.
And as the dog changes form to Anubismon and comes up beside you, placing the feather on the scales, your heart will be in balance with the feather. Well, you may proceed.
I feel like this is too easy. For as much as I just talked about everything trying to kill us. Isaac will go forward, I guess.
And as he goes forward through the door and it shuts behind him, he finds himself back at his cafe with a happy little hot tea and even his little Coronamon jumping up. Hey, Isaac, it's been a while. And not the hot tea speaking, of course. Woof, woof.
How long of a while?
Well, you know, since we are in the digital world, of course.
We left?
Isaac, does this look like the digital world to you? And you'll hear someone from down the bar. Hey, barkeep, can I get another coffee? And you'll recognize the voice as one of your old regulars.
Isaac will look around, very confused, and shake his head and just kind of try to blend in for now. Drawing attention would be a bad idea. You got it, boss.
And, Ravi, as you're sitting in the hallway, mourning the Pop-Tarts that got away, you hear, or rather all of you hear, 10 minutes until the next stop at Primary Village.
Alright. I'll come back to reality and stop crying over the Pop-Tarts and get up and keep walking, looking for my Digimon.
And as you sat there, piles of hair have fallen off of your head.
Keep walking and try to ignore everything. There's no way. There's no way, because that was just fine a few seconds ago. There's no way.
And as you're walking, you feel heavier and heavier. And as you pass by mirrors, you become more and more misshapen.
Oh my god. Is there a way out of here? Am I walking anywhere?
The hallway seems to keep continuing. And, if you've noticed the papers, a lot of them have D's and F's on them as your college assignments.
Nope. Keep walking. Ignore it all.
And soon the mirrors begin to talk to you. Ravi, why won't you accept me? Why can't you face yourself, Ravi?
I face myself in my own mirror every day, and I'm beautiful and perfect.
Your own mirror.
I mirror myself.
Would you like to use your own mirror?
No, just get me out of here.
In the portraits, as you move on, at first were the perfect self that you recognize, but they become more and more misshapen along with yourself. but they're still you. However, they're still flaunting themselves in front of mirrors, gloating over their own beauty and strength, even as it all crumbles away.
And never give up. Staying proud, that's all that matters. This is all in our head.
And the mirrors will let you know, oh no, this is very real, and you'll have to deal with it for the rest of your afterlife.
Alright, enough talking. Where are my Digimon?
Your Digimon will no longer be a part of you.
I see. Well, nice chatting. Let's keep walking. I'll start silently freaking out.
And the portraits and whatnot will start mentioning, yes, keep moving, never look back, never face yourself, never accept reality. That's for losers.
Yep.
I'm great.
Yes, we are. Yes, we are. Keep moving.
Valentine. For you, time has moved a bit differently. You do hear the 10 minutes until the next stop at Primary Village. However, what's been minutes for the others has been hours for you in this space, this void, this nothingness.
Huh. Well, I've probably played a bajillion games with myself if it's been that long. Because I'm assuming for the first, how long did you say? Hours?
Yes.
For the first hour, I was probably exploring the area, seeing if there's anything.
Mm-hmm.
And then after I realized that it was just a big, wide expanse, I would just pull out 2 decks. I would start dueling myself. And then, once I got bored of that, which, you know, never, but I would, like, try to find anything I can write with and see if I could draw my own reality, because I'm kind of crazy still, and this is, like, next level shit.
So, when you pull out cards to play with yourself, every time you play a card, it vanishes.
Ah! I would stop playing the card. I'd put them away. I don't want them leaving me. Nope. Nope. Not anymore. It's a hell. They take my cards. It's hell. Don't do this to me, Esther. I can't handle it. Anyways.
However, when they take your cards, the white space beneath you does change a little bit to become a mirror. Just one large mirror. Most of it...
Cards?
No, the floor, the white floor beneath you, essentially, that you've been walking on. It mostly just reflects...
Mirror?
It mostly just reflects the white void. However, wherever you go, you can still see yourself.
Oh. Hello there. How are you, Valentine? Oh, I'm fine, thank you for asking. Yes. Not me, no. I cannot find my way out of this empty void. Yeah, me either, Valentine. Yep. It's kind of crazy. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. The fact that they're stealing my cards? Nope. Don't serve me. No. Not allowed. And then after I get bored of talking to myself, I will... So, all there is a mirror?
All there is the mirror.
And there's nothing to draw or write?
No.
I will get down to the mirror and look directly into it.
And it will look back.
Will it though?
Well, the Valentine that you're looking at is looking back at you.
Okay. I will punch the mirror.
And your hand will hurt. So, Elise. How are you handling your discussion?
Well, like I said, I'm just shocked. And then, like, since they try to touch my hair, I'll probably try to look around to see if I can find anything that can show my reflection.
You very much look like you think you look, like you have looked.
Oh, okay, so there are no changes in that. Okay.
Nope. Only the girl before you has different hair.
I'll probably try to stand up and be like, what are you saying? Like, this is definitely not real.
This is not what?
Everything. You. And then I say as I like point at the girl with the black hair.
You would say she's not real, wouldn't you?
Mm-hmm.
But no, we're all very real. And the girl would say, yeah, even I'm real somewhere. Although, it's hard for anyone to know that.
Prove it.
And they'd look at each other, shrug. That's a weird thing to ask. Have you ever, like, walked into the company and told someone to, hey, prove you're real?
Elise wants to say something. But the face on saying it. She's definitely want to say something, but she doesn't know if she can say it. She opens her mouth and but then tries to catch herself and be like, fine, you're real, I get it. Then she just tries to walk away and sees if there's anything weird in the mansion.
A lot of your family members are back. A lot of the ones you thought you've lost. And a lot of the ones that were very interested in the company.
Do I see someone that I should not see? Including that person.
Hey, you don't see them.
You don't see that person?
No.
You know what I'm referring to?
Yes.
Okay.
But as you continue throughout the mansion and you pass by your room, you do see Valentine, Atlas, Isaac, and Revy going through your stuff.
Blue goblins!
Make my way in and then be like, guys, what are you doing? What are you looking for?
Nobody's hit that dresser over there yet. Start there.
And Aster will pop up. Well, you know, Elise, you've been acting mighty weird recently, so we thought we'd just explore your room and see what's going on. Maybe we'll find out more about you.
Major crippling pill addiction.
What exactly about me?
Oh, we don't know yet. We haven't searched enough of your room. Maybe we'll find some secrets.
Anybody find your diary yet?
I'm looking into it.
I slightly panic and feel like, guys, there's nothing there. You won't find anything. I swear.
Must have it in her office then.
And Aster will speak up. You know, when I went through the records, there was another room in this mansion that was under a lease. Maybe it's there.
It's on Blueprint. I know where to go.
What was that, Atlas?
I memorized the blueprint. I know where to go.
Lead the way,
Sorry.
backpack.
I tried to stand in front of the door and stop them.
Liz just picks her up and keeps walking.
You kick me? Oh my god.
Yes, Elise, you are unable to hinder them from exploring.
Well, if they're making their way there, then I'm gonna... For sure.
And as you're having a conniption about it, the girl that looks just like you with black hair, what's wrong? You think they'll find something you don't want them to?
I found a shaking rock, guys. Should I be concerned?
Oh my.
It just keeps going.
There's about a dozen of those back in the room. Don't worry about it.
I just stare down at the girl and be like, well, you're definitely that one. What? Excuse me. You're definitely one of them that I don't want to see.
Oh? Yeah, I figured you wouldn't want anyone to see me. You probably don't even like seeing me.
You're not even supposed to be here.
I'm not supposed to be anywhere, right?
Exactly.
You know, you should work on that. But anyway, arrows. The table is set, dinner is prepped, and Atlas's friends all walk in to have a good meal. But you do hear the 10 minutes until primary village. And you also hear 8 minutes till primary village. After that, straight to the netherworld.
So are we allowed to get off at Primary Village? Asking for a friend.
Well, you still have your own things to deal with, but
How am I expected to deal with the thing when I'm trapped inside a blank canvas with a mirror? It doesn't deal with anything.
Abyss stares back.
So, arrows.
Silent. He screams.
He's just gonna enjoy currently what's going on in front of him, knowing that this might just be the last he'll ever see as a memory of his family and possibility of what could have happened.
Yes, so one thing that is different for Eros than most of the train's guests is that the door that closed behind him is still there. But is he going to continue enjoying dinner with family and friends?
Eros is going to excuse himself from the table, and then will slowly walk towards the door to see what's on the other side.
As he approaches the door to open it, there's a understanding in him that should he walk through it, he'll never be allowed to return. And what he's experiencing, it's understood that it isn't necessarily fake.
He knows, but on the same aspect is that this is a possibility of what Atlas's life would have been if he never died,
Mm-hmm.
and he very much likes it because he can see Atlas as who he could have been instead of being who he currently is.
That sounds kind of fucked up, but following. Gotcha.
So he's gonna look at the door, look back at the table. He'll give like a tap at the door and then goes back to the table and sits down.
Okay. So he kind of tapped the door, but then just went back to his seat.
Yeah, like he knows like the door means that he's currently not in a real place, but like at the same time he knows that he has to go through it at some point, so he's just gonna stay as much as he can with his family and Atlas and all of his friends as much as he can before he can go back to the door.
Gotcha. So, Isaac, you're in a similar boat to Eros, where the door still exists for you, but you're currently experiencing a good life, running the cafe that you want to run, with your good pal Coronamon and your dog Hati.
Okay.
So do you just continue to run the cafe? You of course also hear the announcement of 7 minutes until the stop at Primary Village before the Underworld.
Primary Village, yeah. Hey, Coronamon, you ever heard of Primary Village? Just kind of thinking back to some of the stuff we did, and I can't remember what that was all about.
Oh, yeah, that's where babies go.
Where babies go? You know where babies come from? I know Digimon aren't humans, but that's a little different.
Well, yeah, I mean, you go there to be a baby, you know. Babies
Go
are...
there to be a baby. What kind of sick kink are you into, Coronamon?
Well, you know, when you're really old, you stop being old and you start being young there.
I know when you Digimon die, you come back as eggs. Is that what you mean?
Yeah, that.
Okay. So, if you were to ever die, that's where you would go, right?
Well, you know, when we were dealing with that corruption business, it didn't seem like the corrupted Digimon ever went there, but in theory,
I see. I'm just thinking of something we could do for Halloween. Don't worry about it, buddy.
cool. Chronomon goes back to heating up some of the coffee for the guests.
Or something.
So, Isaac, are you just going to continue bartending?
Gonna move around the room, helping customers, but keeping an eye out for anything that looks like it might be a train or a stop or a digital portal.
As I said, that door's still there for you, but
I will hang out close to the door as often as possible.
So, Revi, eventually, as you continue on, the weight becomes too much for your legs to bear, and you kind of collapse on yourself.
Yeah. I start calling out for Daruga in Minamon.
And the portraits are saying, "What are you doing, girl? Don't call for anybody else. Only you can help you." Perfect.
I need to make sure my Digimon are okay at least.
I'm sure they're fine. You're their tamer after all. We all are.
I'm stuck here right now, so we can't protect them.
What do you mean? We can do anything if we put our minds to it.
Very true, very true. I'll try to get up.
You fail.
I'll try again. Can I drag myself?
Give me a feats of strength roll.
Okay.
29. Woo. With the, also give me an endurance roll.
Okay.
We go straight claw her way out of hell. I'm just thinking of that episode of South Park where it's all post-apocalyptic and the guy torched his wife. You were my ripoff!
Who would take over the underworld before breaking out?
So, with extreme force of will, you manage to lift yourself to your feet and you start walking forward for a moment before getting slightly distracted by some Pop-Tarts in the ground. And in that moment, you collapse and fall on the Pop-Tarts, crushing them.
Oh. I started sobbing.
And soon, the hallway will end up being lined with mirrors as you cry over Pop-Tarts. Extremely malformed.
I just need to see if my Digimon are okay.
So, Valentine. You look at you. You look back at you.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Well, I mean, I punched the glass, but that didn't do anything.
And
What
by
do
now,
you propose we do?
it's been probably a day or two for you, but you hear the 4 minutes until Primary Village. Aside from these announcements, though, it's been days of being trapped in this nothingness.
Yeah, I don't know who is doing this, but I don't know how to escape from here. I've tried. Punching the mirror doesn't work. Playing cards disappear. I don't want to lose my cards. What do you want from me, empty space? The world is filled with many doorways and voice.
Yes, it's a very hellish experience. So
Just so bored. God, I can't play cards. I get so tired of yelling at Lav because they don't know they don't know what's good. They just want to play meta because they're trash. I'm kidding.
So Elise,
One could say they love it.
you are also
Go
getting
so fast.
you are stuck in the nothing void, but Elise, we left you off with your companions going to explore the other Elise's room.
And the person in front of me is still there, right? The girl
Yep.
with the black hair.
Yes.
I take out my taser and point it at her. Can I?
And she'd raise her hands, trying to finish the job.
Well, I definitely know that you're not supposed to be here, so I should not show remorse on something that shouldn't be existing.
Are you sure it's you that shouldn't be here?
I have so much to say it. I can't say it. Oh. You know what I want to say. You know it. But I'll be like, wow. I guess. Wait. I'll find a way to say it. Wait.
Die, protean scum, and then shock them to death.
I just tried to keep my mouth shut and just point my taser at her and at Max. Yeah, at Max. Power.
So you do go to taser?
Yeah.
Well, you successfully taser and she falls to the ground unconscious.
Oh my god.
I drag her body and try to put it inside some hidden cabinet where no one can see it.
Oh my
No.
god!
Do any of us witness? Any of the other us's?
God, a lot more evil than I could ever be.
You know what? After she shoves her in a closet, all four of you are just kind of standing there behind her watching. Almost
they
like you
see
came
it?
out of nowhere. Yes.
So, you really are protecting the diary, huh?
And then I
Isaac will
look
shove
at
Revy at her.
I'm not getting near her. She tased her.
And your mom and dad will be there too. Elise, how could you? And the dad, I'm not sure she's fit to run the company. That's assault. She's going crazy.
When they say, "How could you?" Just say, "Easily."
well, I give them a glare and be like, you know why. If you're real, you should know why. It's not supposed to exist.
And the mom will just break down crying in front of everyone. I failed as a mother.
Yes, you did.
Don't worry, Mrs. Elise's mom. We got you.
And I'll be like, even if that was me, I don't think you would even care. That's not how you guys are.
Hey, Elise, I think her leg twitched. You might want to shock her again.
So, moving on. Arrows.
Yes.
Arrows, you are still eating dinner as you hear the 3-minute call for Primary Village. And for the briefest moment while everyone's having fun, it almost seems like time slows a bit as Atlas looks at you. I know you're enjoying yourself, but they need you right now.
They need me. You don't even remember me.
Some memories are painful. And with that, though, it'll be as if it never happened as time picks back up as normal and everyone's back to having fun and eating dinner.
Eros is gonna look at the clock, and then he'll just look at his mom and just says, like, as much as I would like to stay, I gotta go. I have a class starting soon.
Oh, sweetie, you always have all that schoolwork to do, but come back and say hi again, would you? Don't be a stranger.
You know I always do, Mom. Eros will get up, grab his plate, bring it to the kitchen, and as he's at the sink, he just wipes tears from his eyes before going back to the door.
And once again, at the door, he understands that he'll never be able to come back once he goes through.
He opens the door, and before he steps in, he turns around and goes, "You make sure that Atlas stays top of his class," and walks in.
And as he walks in, he finds himself back on the train cart with Anubis Mon there. You gave up your paradise?
A possibility of paradise, although pleasant, I think are more preserving of a real paradise for Atlas, my brother,
Well,
and for everyone else.
maybe you can help one of their hearts get in order. And he gestures for you to turn around again towards the door, and if you do, there'll actually be 3 doors before you, with the names Valentine, Elise, and Revy above them.
In that order,
Yes?
so Eros is gonna look at all 3 turns to your best mom and goes, "Which door is? Who's currently in the most distress?"
They're all experiencing a personal hell right now. So, possibly all of them? Oh, but that girl, Elise? I don't think that's quite correct, but her heart was very heavy.
I understand. And he will open the door to Elise's little paradise.
And Isaac, you hear a 2-minute until primary village call.
Hey, Coronamon, I've got to step out for a minute. You got this place?
Oh, yeah, sure, boss.
All right, proud of you, boy. And Isaac will go through the door.
And Anubis man will be waiting for you. Another one abandons their paradise?
That's your idea of paradise?
Not mine. It varies person to person.
There's nothing I would love more than to just be able to live my life with my friends, but there's some steps to complete first.
So, would you like to assist one of your friends who's not having such a great time?
Of course. I told you everything earlier. That's what I'm here for.
Very well. He gestured back towards the doors of Valentine, Elise, and Revy. That one from earlier, Eros, I think his name was, he already went through Elise's door, so they may be okay.
I guess we should go check on Val. I owe him that much.
Everyone forsaking Revy.
Bro,
Told
you
I would
know
get you
that.
back.
I was about to say, bro, you realize if that Val was actually free of his door, he'd be like, can't I just go in all of them?
So, Eros, as you walk through the door, you find, Atlas, Isaac, Revy, Valentine, and Elisa's parents surrounding her as she's dragging a limp body into a closet that looks just like her with black hair, and she's hysterically screaming at the not necessarily hysterically screaming, but it is not a pleasant sight.
Just gonna sigh. He's gonna walk past everyone, and then just stands right in front of Elise.
I still have the body with me, right?
Yes,
No.
you do.
Do I recognize that he is Eros in some way?
Probably just because Atlas would
God.
never. Yes, and Atlas would honestly never do that.
I probably drop the body at the moment I see him and be like, you know that she's not supposed to be here. I did the right thing, right?
I mean, it depends on perspective. To you, you know she's not supposed to be here, but to them, you just killed you.
I look at everyone and then the others, especially the ones at the back, worriedly the moment he said that, and then look back at Eros and be like, but
That's it's more this little experience you're having is what's in your heart. You're locking yourself in. You're basically just telling people that you are Elise. Lumi is dead.
But only one of us can exist.
By the grace of who knows what, it's you, Lumi.
While that's going on, Isaac, you enter the nothing world where Valentine is.
Where Valentine is.
Yeah, no, you enter the nothing world where Valentine is.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
sure he's not doing
It
a
was
whole
yours.
lot.
I
There's
was about
not.
to say that was him calling to you, bud.
Yes.
Yeah, I just thought he was gonna say like where Valentine is trying to play cards with himself, or where Valentine is panicking. I was
At this
nope,
at
you're
this
there.
point, Valentine's probably like opened up his hand and started drawing on the area with blood. But that that's neither here nor there.
Yeah, Val, you ain't trying to rip your eye out again, are you?
Val's drawing Digimon on the white, everything on the white with his blood. He's just like, now this is gonna be a good Digimon. He's just making his own OC Digimons.
How long has it been for me, Aster?
Probably a week by this point. A week of
So
sensory deprivation, essentially.
yeah,
Isn't that supposed to drive people to suicide after like 36 hours?
yeah.
He had the sound of his own voice.
Yeah, he probably stopped talking after a while. So
And his
whenever
reflection.
No, like he got tired of the reflection. He drew
Yes.
blood mustaches on it. But at this point, he's probably just like staring into the nothingness. And then if he hears like Isaac say something, he's probably not going to respond because his brain is so used to not hearing anything that he's just essentially just there.
So this is like just some dark void, right?
It's actually
all
a
white.
bright void.
It's literally pure white except for the ground, which is a giant mirror.
I'm still gonna do it.
I tried punching it, doesn't work.
D-Soul Illuminate.
Ah, you blind me!
Well, there's nothing but you and Val. I mean, there's the door
Yes,
you
but
came in,
this
but
probably alarmed him.
yes, he does feel the warm light hit him.
Time to go, buddy. There's more to life.
Hisses as the bright, shiny light gets him.
Val, don't make me hit you.
Val will just like slowly look around. Oh, today I've made a Isaac. Huh. Being alone for a week can
Yep.
sure make you think crazy things. Starting to
Isaac is a
hallucinate.
grand prize winner. Step up to collect your prize.
Though I've already summoned the others on the previous days. It's all just a lie, a facade. There's nothing here, and I can't play cards.
Val, 3, 2. Fuck it.
What are you
I'm
counting
just
for?
gonna slap him.
Oh, you're not gonna slap him?
I slapped him?
Oh! Val, you got slapped.
Huh. Wow. I'm even slapping myself. I'm not kidding. Being alone in a void like that for a week is gonna fuck with you. You will hallucinate. You talk to us like
Hardboard
I have
daddy? I was always expecting you to carry me like this off to our wedding day.
what the
But
fuck?
it's what it takes. And Isaac's just gonna scoop Val up and go back out to where to train with Anubis Mon was.
Oh, okay. So
Um,
if Isaac picks up Val, Val's gonna be like, "Well, I don't think I'm hallucinating this."
What
So,
we don't know is that currently Isaac is in a wedding gown.
Isaac, you cannot take Valentine through the door, but you can carry him to the door, and when you get there, well, first of all,
wow.
you'll hear the sound 1 minute until the stop at primary village. Last stop
So
before the netherworld. However, once you go ahead,
Do
Val.
I see the door? Do I see the door?
Yes, and
Oh
you
my
see
God.
on the
Anyways,
door.
continue.
Once more, there is now Anubismon there, and the scales have returned. Would you like to try your fate one more time?
Well, thanks for carrying me, Isaac. You're definitely not hallucinizing. I looked through this void and there was no door for a week. All right, where's my heart this time?
And you'll find it in your hand to be weighed against the feather.
I'll say thanks, Isaac, for not being a hallucination, and I will place it on the thingy.
And Revy, as you fail to get up and you mope in your own reflections, wondering where your Digimon are, Anubismon will walk up to you from the hallway and set the scales in front of you. If you would like, you may try one more time.
No, I'd rather stay here and stay with you.
No.
You no longer wish to find your Digimon companions or escape this hell?
Fine, okay. I just need to find my Digimon. Place the heart. Is it in my hand again?
Yes.
Place the heart there.
And, well, before Anubismon shows up, is there any resolution between Eros and Elise?
Season 2.
That slip up. You almost.
So, Eros, are you making any headway convincing Elise?
A little bit.
Little bit?
Yeah.
So, do you let everyone continue to stare at her, or do you close the closet door?
Are you asking me?
I was asking Eros, but
Okay.
Eros is gonna look at everyone. Then he'll look at Elise. He'll give her like a cheeky wink, like just hold on. And then he'll just kick Lumi's body into the closet, slam the door, and then he'll grab Elise, like by her waist, just like football carry her, and then yells out, "It was a dummy bomb!" and then runs to the door.
Okay, and
What kind of drugs did Backpack take?
and as As Eros tries to open the door, he can't. However, Elise, you see the scales on the door once again, and Anubismon asks you to weigh your heart once more.
Well, I put my heart in the scale.
And as you do, for all three of you, your hearts are in balance and you're able to escape your personal hells through the door. And you all wind up on the cart together.
Which cart?
The train cart.
Yeah, but which one?
They were all basically the same.
So like,
Oh, with Anubismon.
So,
So,
we're
like-
together now?
Yes.
so basically everyone's just appears in Atlas's cart.
Actually, yes. Yes, everyone appears in Atlas's cart as he never decided to try it out.
I'm going to just look around at everyone and be like, please tell me that all of you are not hallucinations either.
Atlas will just like peek over.
I'm just gonna drop Val.
Oh,
Well, no,
That's
I
that
got
there-
out of your hands whenever I had to weigh my heart, but thank you, Isaac.
you know, I'd say there's 2 Atlases right now. But you guys have already experienced that. There is, but it wouldn't be that shocking by this point.
Unless
Well,
the taser
I was
happens.
actually gonna ask that. Like, so we see 2 of them now
Yes.
standing.
Arrows.
You're alive.
Wait, are you hallucinating? I mean, am I hallucinating? Who of all of you
I
are
see him
real?
too, Val.
Do you?
Pretty sure I'm real.
Arrow
Is there?
pokes
Is
Val
there?
in the forehead.
Huh. I felt that.
Seeing that they were all in mine, I'm probably gonna ask, did you guys remember a black-haired girl?
I spent about a week in an area that had nothing. At least I stopped counting after a week. So I don't really. Nothing really happened. For me.
You mean the one the Angelomon got rid of? Did you see her again?
Is there like a reflection of myself somewhere?
I mean, I suppose if you got really close to the window and looked at it, you could probably get a reflection.
Okay.
Or ask Ravi to share her mirror.
Yeah, her personal mirror.
I'll just like after I answer Elise's question and then Isaac asks his to her, Val will just kind of wander around because he's in an area finally that's not, empty.
Mhm.
And then when he sees his reflection, he'll go, "Oh, Lav, you made it too. Nice to meet you. I mean, see you again.
Wilson!
We didn't really talk much." And then we'll just go into a conversation with ourselves.
This is just seeing all of it happen in front of him, wondering how did they get into his cart and why they're all acting weird.
I mean, it wouldn't be too much of a question as he watches them come through doors into his cart.
Yeah, like there was one door and they all show up. Because they pretty much not all used the door, they probably just got the scale weight and then they just magically appeared.
Hmm. Yeah.
Dude was all fucked up, but damn.
um. So, you guys hear 30 seconds until primary village. Last call before the netherworld.
Ronan told me that's where Digimon go to get reborn. So I don't know what y'all plan on doing, but I'm not going to hell.
Well, I mean, I don't want to go to hell either. How about you, Lav? Shakes head. Lav
You
shakes
go
head.
to hell.
No.
You go to hell and you die.
Okay. Well, I hope I'll see you on the island, Lav.
I mean,
This is my sister Flo. Don't listen to her. She's crazy.
Atlas already went to meet God. He went into the light already, so.
Yeah.
No, no, Lav. Why would I rip out their hearts and I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Volleyball.
Gil.
So, at least, do you ever respond to, did you meet the little girl again?
Who asked me?
Isaac.
Oh, kind of, I guess.
What do you mean, kind of?
Well, she just reminds me of the little girl, I guess. The one that was an undead that Angelomon killed.
Why are you so stuck on that zombie?
I feel like that's kind of a psychotic thing to ask. Oh yeah, we just met a little girl and watched her get nuked. Why are you so stuck on it?
No,
First of all, we watched her sparkle away into heaven. Second of all, none of us knew who she was, but Elise was freaked the fuck out when we found her.
Fair enough, Elise has acted very weird for a while.
in that brick incident, yeah.
And Ravi, you haven't been reunited with Darugamon yet. However, you do feel back to your prim and proper self.
Wonderful. Wait, I'm still in my room, right?
What?
Where am I?
You're now in the
You
train
with
car.
all of us. And
Yeah.
Elizabethmon.
How the hell did I make it? Okay.
Yes, your heart was aligned, and you were able to get back to the train car.
Okay, I don't know if I did anything for it to be aligned, but
Inner peace.
I was looking around for my Digimon, ignoring everyone else, because screw y'all. I'll remember this.
And eventually, the train comes to a stop, and you hear Primary Village? Anyone getting off at Primary Village?
I'll jump off.
Atlas gets off.
That's
And
gross.
Revi, when you warple through the spirit train doors to get back to Primary Village, you are back to your regular clothing with Minomon in hand and Darugamon by your side.
I'll hug them. I'll make space for everyone, to get by in, and I'll hug them really close and cry a little.
And Darugamon would almost cry before it remembers that it's not allowed to make noises.
Yep. It's there. This is my strong little man.
I will eat.
Strong,
I will
silent type. He's gonna have daddy issues when he gets older.
Valentine will hop.
What do you
on.
mean, daddy issues? It's gonna have a mommy issue.
So,
That's just one.
as Atlas hops off the train, Eros vanishes, and Mushman is back by his side. Isaac, I think you said you were hopping off as well.
I said wee, but yes.
Yeah. You and Valentine both get off the train with your Digimon in tow and your usual attire. Elise, do you stay on the train?
Definitely not. I'm gonna with them.
Before Eros vanishes, he's just gonna look at Elise and he goes like, "Don't forget, Lumi, you're better than Elise right now. So just try to be you, and not your sister."
Elise will definitely take it to mind, but just looks at her silently.
As Eros vanishes,
And Elise, as you get off the train, Lunamon is back by your side.
Well, I'm definitely gonna take her with me as I join the others.
And as all of you get off the train, Anubismon chuckles to himself a little. Not that any of you could hear him. Perhaps next time I test their hearts, I'll use a little bit lighter of a feather as he drops the feather and it crashes through the bottom of the train floor.
Jesus.
And now you all come to a stop, the train disappearing behind you, and you're on a black mountain. Seems corrupted. However, beneath you, you see a very pleasant-looking sight. You see a town of toys and candy at the base of the mountain. You see a lot of moving... Yes.
You didn't mention Sukazimon. He's there, right?
Sukazimon is there.
Yes.
All right,
Yes.
Sukazimon's there. I was about to like cry. I was gonna be like, Master, you just glaze on by. You're like, oh yes, you know, you get off Elise. Lunamon's there. Revi, your Digimon are there. And then like, yeah, Val got off.
Yeah. Sukazimon and
What
Coronamon.
happened to Sukazimon?
Sukazimon and Coronamon, since I didn't mention, are stuck in the afterlife.
What about the
they're-
Mike-mon?
You're stuck playing Digimon card game.
Yes, we can say the Mike-mon is there too, Isaac. We'll say you were holding on to it. But yes, at the base of the mountain that you're on, you see a very large village, but everything there seems to be made out of childlike building blocks. And although you can't really make out like any of the creatures below, you see moving dots, like yellow dots, red dots, white dots, and some gray dots that aren't moving. But again, you're too high up at the you're too high up at this point to make anything out.
Dude, I'm so high right now. Well, our options are Spooky Death Mountain, it's probably the rest of the way to hell, or the Lego Village.
Yeah, it's
Everybody
Primary
okay?
Village. I'm sure one of the Digimon correct, but probably not actually.
There was a lot of stuff happened on that train. Does anyone want to take a break first, or are we getting the hell out of here?
I mean, I had an entire week to myself.
How much
And-
fapping did you do?
And laugh. And
Who's that?
I'd rather go to the Toyagumons, yeah. Laugh? Didn't you see him on the train? He was in the cart with us.
The Fido?
What? No, that's Anubismon.
Huh. Must have missed him.
Oh well, you'll meet him eventually.
Looking forward to it.
So, Atlas, since you basically just sat on the train the entire time, as you get off and hear the conversation, what are you doing?
This is just gonna look at him confused. And he'll slowly start walking towards the village. With Mushmon in tow.
Ravi?
I'll be walking towards the village with my Digimon.
And Elise?
I'll probably just walk behind everyone with Lunamon and look around, I guess.
Gotcha. So, as you all make your way down the